Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing you guys another transfer news video. And in this video I'm going to be talking about MORATA, I'm going to be talking about Jordi ALBA, and I'm going to be talking about Gonzalo Higuain. But you guys, before I get straight into the video, you know what the deal is by now. Smash that like button, help me get more than 500 likes for this video. And if you're a new subscriber, or if you haven't pressed the bell notification button, what are you waiting for? Press that and stay tuned to all things Blue Lines TV. But before I get straight into the first story of the day, there is something I do want to talk about quickly. Yes, Zenit St. Petersburg have announced a new manager, and that is Semak. Now, I did touch upon Zenit showing interest in Semak in a previous video on Sarri, and Zenit have always been one of the favourites for him. Now, of course, reports have constantly kept coming out of Zenit trying to make offers for Sarri time and time again, but Sarri has been rejecting their advances every single time, so it makes no sense that they would continue to keep going after the guy. So they have announced a new manager. That means that Sarri won't be going to Zenit. So Sarri's only option at this moment in time, well, he's got two. It's either he's going to sign for us or he's going to take a year out of football, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think he will be signing for us, and we just have to wait until the 31st to find out what happens. Of course, I can't actually reveal too much right now because my source is actually on a business trip. He's dealing with a club and a player, so until he gets back, that's when I can find out what's happening. But anyway, starting with the first story of the transfer news video, and that's in regards to Jordi ALBA. Now, this is coming from Sport, and they're stating that both Chelsea and Manchester United are showing interest in ALBA. Now, ALBA has registered 11 assists in all competitions. Now, for me, and I think a lot of critics as well, he has been the best left back in the world for this season. But you guys, there is a catch to the story, and with these types of stories, it always seems to be this same catch every single time, and that's the fact that it looks like Jordi ALBA is trying to use interest to try and get a new contract at Barcelona. Now, not too long ago, I think last week, ALBA came out stating that he would like to retire at Barcelona, but the issues that he has been having with Barcelona is the fact that they haven't offered him a new contract. Now, talks began a year and a half ago. Since then, Barcelona haven't entertained any new contract discussions, and his agent actually came up with a very sarcastic reply stating that, well, maybe Barcelona aren't very impressed with him even though he's registered 11 assists and he's in the FIFA Team of the Year. Now, here's where I give my thoughts and opinions. Me personally, I do feel that this is another case of ALBA and his agent trying to get that new contract for Jordi ALBA. But for the sake of this video, I am going to be hypothetical. Now, you guys, cast your minds back to a few months ago when reports were coming out that Barcelona were in fact interested in Marcos Alonso. Now, what they were saying was the fact that they liked that Marcos Alonso could play left back and centre back. And we know that Barcelona have a history of using these multifaceted defenders. Remember Abidal. We do know with Marcos Alonso that he doesn't see himself retiring at Chelsea. He said in interviews already that he would like a return to La Liga one day. What if, hypothetically, Barcelona, in fact, are put off by the wage demand that ALBA wants? Maybe they're thinking, you know what, this might be the right time to sell him now because we can bring in someone with international experience and who's played in Europe and etc, etc. And he's going to be cheaper. His wage demands are going to be cheaper as well. And financially, it's going to be better for the club. And he can also play as a defender as well. Barca could be thinking along those lines. And let's not forget one thing, if ALBA was to come to Chelsea, that would have to mean that Marcos Alonso does get sold in the summer. But as I was saying, you guys, I think this is another case and another story of agents trying to put pressure on the club to get a good contract for their clients. Now, moving on to the second story of the day, and that's in regards to Higuain. Now, Gazzetta dello Sport are stating that Juventus are officially open to selling Higuain this summer, and they're stating that in fact Juventus would like a fee of up to 63 million for Higuain's services. Now, what they're saying is that Juventus needs to fill that poor Pogba-sized hole left in their midfield, and the only guy they see doing that is Milinkovic-Savic of Lazio, but Lazio are commanding about 100 million for his services, meaning that if Juventus are serious about signing this guy, they're going to have to try and raise some funds, they're going to have to try and sell some players to try and bring him in. Now, Gazzetta are stating that because Higuain has worked under Sarri before, that Chelsea could be potentially interested in bringing Higuain. Higuain worked amazing under Sarri, had his best goal scoring spell of his entire career, and that's how he earned that ridiculous move to Juventus afterwards. Gazzetta also state that the departure of Alvaro Morata could make things much easier, and that Juventus would happily let Higuain go and they wouldn't really interfere or get in the way of negotiations. Now here's some of my thoughts and opinions on the story, and I think the first thing to realise is the fact that Higuain is 31 years old, and if you are potentially going to spend 63 million to sign a guy that old, that tells me that you're serious about challenging and contending for titles immediately, because a guy like that only has a finite amount of time before his career is over, and you're spending that amount of money in hopes that he's going to boost your chances of reaching that final hurdle and, you know, get the Champions League, get the league, etc, etc. Still though, it does bring up something, and that's the fact that he's 31, meaning that he will be 32 later on this year, and he's going to demand a big contract and a long contract if he's going to relocate from Italy to the Premier League. And I think this is where we're going to see the first problem, because again, that will cost a ridiculous amounts of money. We know the club's policy, it's changing, but it's not going to change that drastically, I feel. And I just don't think it makes any type of financial sense. But you guys, don't get too pessimistic straight away. If anything, reports of Lewandowski, Benzema and Higuain, it does reinforce the point that it looks like both Michy and Morata will be leaving. Of course, Dortmund are potentially going to make a 50 million bid for Michy. Michy said himself that he doesn't mind where his future is as well. And with Alvaro Morata, potentially going back to Italy, his wife's Italian, he loves the city, the culture, the fashion, and he enjoyed his time there as well. He could be thinking, I've got a kid coming on the way, it'll be best for us to live in Italy so I can raise him there. Maybe this is why so many Serie A clubs are linked with the services, and this is why we are linked with a new striker, because the club know that both strikers will be leaving. Still though, later on in the future, sometime next month, I will be talking about a striker that we could potentially be bringing in during the summer. It is pretty exciting. Some of you guys might already guess who it could be, but I'm hearing that things are looking quite promising behind the scenes. But still though, is it a surprise that Chelsea are linked with so many older type of strikers? Maybe not. I mean, if you look on the market, other than Mauro Icardi, who's really available that's under the age of 28 that can perform for you at a high level? We know there is pressure put on the club by Eden Hazard because he wants to start winning things, and if he doesn't win it here, he's going to make a move away. Could Eden Hazard be enough to make the club change their transfer policy? Well, it is quite interesting. Do I think that Higuain is the answer though? Well, he is a world-class striker. He's worked under Sarri before, meaning that it won't take him long to adapt to Sarri's demands, because with Sarri's systems, it takes a few months for the players to really get used to things. And with Higuain playing in that system, he won't need any time to adjust. Still though, in the comment section, out of the strikers who've been linked with Benzema, Lewandowski and Higuain, who's interesting you the most out of all three? Now moving on to the final story, and this comes from Corriere dello Sport, and they're stating that AC Milan want to try and bring a Morata in the summer. Now, if you guys cast your minds back to last summer, it was out of us, United and Milan fighting for Morata's signature, and it makes no surprise to me that they would potentially be looking at him as well. Now, what caused our stating is the fact that Milan could try to raise funds for Morata, who they're potentially looking to make a 64 million bid for, by selling Kalinic, by selling Andre Silva, and by potentially even selling Suso if a club comes with a 40 million bid for him. But that is quite interesting. Of course, their strikers haven't really done as well. I know that Wolves are very interested in trying to sign Andre Silva from AC Milan. They've got a strong Portuguese contingency there, so you can see how it does make quite a lot of sense. It is getting quite interesting that Milan, Inter and Juventus are all vying for his signature. Of course, Morata, his wife comes from Milan, he's a fashion blogger, she can run a business there as well, so it can make a lot of sense if he was potentially to play for one of the Milan clubs. But with Morata, I feel that he does want Champions League football, so I think Milan, if they were to try and sign this guy, they'd have to make a crazy wage offer and basically just blow Morata out of the park. Still though, more reports keep coming out. Is Morata going to be here for next season? It's not looking very likely. It seems like maybe he's not as happy living in London. That could be the main thing, and he wants to return back to Serie A. You guys in the comment section below, let me know, would you be happy to sell Morata, or do you want to keep him and give him another season? But anyway, you guys, that's going to end today's video. I'm going to make an announcement at 10:30 p.m. tonight is going to be a Q&A live stream. I'm getting so many questions and messages sent on Twitter and on social media. I'm thinking it's about time to bring back these Q&A streams. If you have anything you want to say to me, remember 10:30 p.m. UK time is going to be the Q&A live stream. So I look forward to seeing you guys later on. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. You know what to do. Smash the like button. Help me get more than 500 likes for this video and press the bell notification button. Please press that, especially if you're a new sub. Thank you for subscribing, but you need to press the bell notification button to get notifications for videos. Otherwise, you'll miss out, and there's a lot of big stories that will be coming later on. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. I'm NiniFC. This is Blue Lines TV. Signing out.